All right, hey there. Good morning, I guess. Trying to get back after a 3-day weekend. Good to see y'all here. It is Tuesday, the 7th of September, 2021, just a few minutes after 11 a.m., and I'm Christopher Inks with Texas West Capital. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, and hopefully it wasn't ruined by this morning's little Bitcoin drop. If you guys have been tuning in, I did give you the macro look, and I said, if you're looking at those longer-term charts and whatnot, we should always watch that R1 pivot there as we were coming to on the daily, and that is pretty much exactly where price was rejected this morning. So I've updated the count. We're going to talk about that here, man. Bitcoin off, 20 somewhat percent this morning? Woo! A little bit of a haircut and right back up. Again, I tell you, Ryder said it right there at the beginning. Let that be a lesson to the degens out there. Especially guys, if you're going to really just, that loving term we have, degenerate, right? Trader, where you're just going ridiculously long or ridiculously, leveraged or whatever in your position there. You still have to have stops, guys. Don't use your liquidation as a stop because you may not get it. If price moves too fast, you may go a lot further than what you expect. Get some slippage there. But anyway, we'd love to have you with us. Join us at howtotradetowin.com. Tier 3 is the place to be, guys and gals. That is where you get everything. You get 3 live streams a week just for you. Mondays is Wyckoff. Wednesdays is tips, tricks, and techniques, which is rule-based strategies to help you enter and exit trades without even really knowing what you're doing. And then, of course, Thursdays is Elliott Wave. And we take a look on Mondays and Thursdays there at current charts, and we go and we label them with Wyckoff or we label them with Elliott Wave. The idea is to give you guys that that movement between theory to application with that particular system of trading there. But anyway, yeah, well over 110 hours of setup, or I'm sorry, of well over 110 hours of educational content on there, guys. Plus, you get your chart requests and your setups and hot takes. And beginning this week, we'll be having at least one crypto and at least one stock setup every day. From me in the hot takes there. We've been mixing it up and doing some things a little different here, guys. And so now that I think we found something that's kind of working here, I'm going to get back into adding a lot more than what I've been. But you guys, man, our Tier 3 members have been great with their chart requests, man. Many of them end up in the hot takes because they're good positions. So it's good to know that our people are maybe learning a bit here, right? Let me catch up with you guys here. Who's here already? Nevlusian, what's going on? Of course, Tell You Riders here. Mark, what's up, man? Vanal, what's up? Cue the actions here. Spiral Architect. Hank says, how are we all doing? Got some cheap coins? Let me see here. Jared the Great, what's up, man? Still love that name there. Let me see here. Mark says, I sold high this morning and kept my hand out of the cookie jar. Hey, that's the way to do it. Better safe than sorry, guys. Speaking of that, I sold... those of you that have been following along know I bought USD CAD. I longed that, I think it was like on Friday of last week, somewhere around there, Thursday. I just closed that out this morning for about 106 pips. I'm short right now, but I'm not sure if the top of this rally at the moment is in or not. So right now I'm about 6 pips in profit on a short, but yeah, I got 106 on that, which was really great. So that was a good trade there. Let me see here. Kind of keeping up with you guys. Entertainer Lamb, what's up, man? Stop losses matter. That's right. Droid DR, what's up, my friend? Good to see you here. Man, yeah, Vandal, man, it's good to see you back again, buddy. I know it's been a while, hasn't it? We got little changes, some things going on, got you, a little different behind me here. Got something for you guys to focus on besides my face. We've got a little bit different camera angle here. We might try out a few different camera angles to really kind of get it together. Just trying to keep it from being overly boring because, I know we're here for a bit and I know you guys are mostly for the charts, but, I've seen you guys have sent me pictures. Some of y'all watch me on these 55 and 60 inch TV screens and I don't know if I'm cool with that. Oh man, so many great things coming up this end of this quarter here, guys. Man, we've got so much coming up. I'm going to have options training coming out. I just released a what do you call it? Well, it'll be the first issue will be next Monday. A newsletter, guys. And so if you guys want to jump on that, there's the link right there if you haven't got it yet. It's free newsletter. those of you who've been following me for a while know I've been trying to add more and more in of my macro thoughts and how I understand the markets to be from a larger macro perspective. And in doing that, you may understand my shorter term charts as well, my shorter term understandings as well. So it'll be a weekly look. Every Monday, 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, it'll be released, be sent out to you guys. It'll be free. I don't have no reason to charge for it. And like I said, we'll have my look at the markets, macro look at the markets. So crypto, stocks, oil, gold, silver, all that kind of stuff, that I do, but just from that larger viewpoint to let you know where I'm headed or where I think it's headed and why. We'll take a look at some news that might or might not, give you a short-term knee-jerk reaction or maybe even contribute to that longer-term view. I'll explain why I think it's important and how I think it interacts and everything. And hey, guys, we're going to add a couple of setups every week as well for you guys, all for free. So join us there. We'd love to have you in with that, guys. Just another way to kind of get us out there and give me a chance to talk more of my macro ideas with it. So be sure you sign up on that, guys. You can also, I've pinned it to my profile, and if you're in the free or pay side of Discord, you can get it there as well. So we'll be adding more stuff, man. We got so much stuff coming. We've got giveaways that will start. The first giveaway won't be September 9th. For those of you that don't know, September 9th is the 4-year anniversary of TWC. And so that's a pretty exciting time. More than a few of our members are still with us from that first day, which is awesome. And they've seen how we've changed and grown since then. And so we're going to do giveaways, just this anniversary celebration through the end of the year, guys. I've got multiple PS5s and Xbox Series X's I'm going to give away. Probably give away some Bitcoin. Give away some Tier 3 memberships maybe. Man, just so much stuff. We just got so much stuff going on. So you guys, be sure you're following me so you hear about all that. And you know what you got to do to get signed up, okay? So there it is. Let's see here. Who else is here? Kind of catch up with you guys here. Got to catch up. There's Boris. What's up, man? I see you there. Let me see. I've heard of wide-angle lenses. Let me show you the new low-angle lenses. Oh, you're talking about me saying that? Yeah, we're working on. I'm actually working on getting a riser for the monitor, and then I can sit the camera right up on there, so it's kind of coming at me. But I ordered one, and the clamps weren't wide enough for my desk. I've got a really sturdy, nice desk. So I'm gonna have to build one myself. Good times, right? Rob, good to see you here. Or Rab. I'm sorry, I might have said that the wrong way there. R-A-B, good to see you. Layton, what's up, man? Sunny London today. It is overcast over here in Bernie, Texas right now. Had to look out the window over there. So good times, right? Wazobia, what's up? Brian Riley's here. Crypto Girl is here. Thanks for stop losses. Losses were really minimized for you, Droid. Good to hear that, man. Good to hear that for sure, for sure. Scotty, what's up, man? He said, nice call. I put a stop higher last night. Very good, very good. Love to hear that, man. What's going on, Block Tech? Always good to see you checking in. Leighton says, back above 50 by the end of the day. We'll check that out. We'll see, man. Yeah, we're going to take a look at that and show you what's going on with the DXY and with Bitcoin. We'll look at the stocks, of course, just kind of see where we're looking at there. Randy, what's up, man? Local Bitcoin uptrend still intact? I think so. Now, there's a possibility. I mean, how local are we looking at? If we're talking about from the 28.8 swing low, yeah, I think, let me see. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. So I went ahead, like I said, updated the count a bit here. This is the daily, okay, guys? So the important thing about the daily, first of all, is we talked about this, right here. It is this supply structure right here, which the EQ was right there around the R1 pivot on the daily. Remember I said, when I was zooming out to those larger time frames, I said, even if you watch the lower ones, definitely watch this as well. And so that's where it got rejected. Now, we had a strong drop-off here. But the important thing to watch today is, does it close above the daily pivot? I think it should. The decline hit this wave 4 of wave 3 here. So just below this wave 4 here. If I've got this, this is the count we've been watching with. This is 1, 2 is this flat here. So this kind of makes sense. In Elliott Wave, there's something called the theory of alternation. And generally, if wave 2, for instance, is drawn out, say, as a flat, like we've got here, then wave 4 we generally expect to be more of a sharper correction, sharper, shorter time. So this one took a while, it went sideways for a bit, and this is a pretty quick down and back up, and it's finding support around that daily pivot. So I think we're looking pretty good here. There may be an ABC down. It stops just above the 38.2. Usually we're looking for a 38.2 retracement on the wave 4, right? We actually hit, let me see, did we hit this one? Let me pull this up. Oh, look at that. We almost hit the EQ of this over here. This supply structure, or demand structure, I'm sorry, right here. Sailed right through this one, hit this one. So, and really, in grand terms, the grand, view of things here, we've got this larger range down here. This was that reaccumulation range. And so this pops on back here, becomes that back up to the edge of the creek. So, you've got this, spring and a test, and then we've got this show of strength and this pull back to this last point of support. Show of strength, last point of support, show of strength, show of strength. And then it pulls back up here to like this, back up the edge of the creek here is what I think is going on with this when we're looking at Wyckoff. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything necessarily awful at the moment about this. Now, there is a possibility we could have a count that says this is 5 up over here, but it's still getting kind of short. Usually I like to see 5 coming up around this previous swing high. And so that kind of, again, adds to the thought that, well, I think maybe we might go higher here. But we'll have to see how this daily turns out. If we advance above the swing high here, that's going to kind of say, yeah, this is probably a 3 and a 4, and we've got a 5. And if that's the case here, guys, if it's done at this point, which I'm not saying it is, we've got to see what happens here. But if it is, then let's see here. Probably looking at a wave 5. That's just a quick pull here. Right up here around this, whoops. Right up here around this R2 pivot. And I like that better. That gets us up to, is that 60? That's almost 60. So maybe even a bit higher. It might head on up toward this range up here. But at least to this area. This gets us right to, remember guys, always look left. And so if we get this kind of area, you see where that'll take us? Where we had this other resistance here. Support, resistance kind of area. So it makes sense we'd hit that right here at this high volume node. So I think that might be where we're kind of headed here, if this is the bottom. And then in that way, we'd look for a pullback. Let's see here. We could pull back right around this 46.9 to 49.6 kind of area, I think. Just as a quick look at it from right now. Again, it could overextend and head higher up here. But minimally, it gets us 61.8 right about there. So I think that's a pretty good target as long as we head on up out of here. We have a strong reaction. This rally right here, guys, that we're getting should not surprise you. There was a very strong drop in a very short amount of time. And as I continue to tell you guys, you should expect at least a knee-jerk quick, catching a bid and popping back up. Now, whether that stays up or not always remains to be seen. But right now, usually you get a reversal for about 50%, usually, at least. And so if we look here, we're just under that 50% mark right there. So, this is generally what we expect when these sort of things happen, guys. Now, that doesn't mean that has to be the bottom and it goes up, but usually we get at least that 50% pullback, sometimes a 61.8, but usually at least around a 50%. And then it goes down. If you're only getting a 38.2 and it starts pulling back, be wary. Usually that means we're going to head down further. But if we're getting around a 50% or the 61.8, many times that means that the bottom is likely in. It doesn't guarantee it, but it means it's likely in there, okay? So that's something to watch there. Let me catch up with you guys again here. Alex Webb, what's up, buddy? Always good to see you checking in. And my friend Common Man Crypto over here. Excuse me. Christopher Arsky, what's up, man? He says 19,000 possible now, elbow cough. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Again, guys, the one thing I want you to understand is nobody knows what's really going to happen, okay? Nobody can guarantee you. Now, somebody's going to go up there going to say, oh, I guarantee you this is going to happen. And it may or it may not. And if it does, it's really, they just got lucky more than anything else. Or, I hate to use the term lucky, but what I'm trying to say, guys, is if anybody's out there guaranteeing you that price is going to do something, I think you really need to step back and take a deep breath and just take it with a grain of salt. Because nobody, the market's going to do what it's going to do. We have good ideas potentially of what it may do, but it's somebody who's a professional trader, somebody who's been in for a long time, been doing as well. They know better than to guarantee. They've been through stuff. It's always the new traders. You can always find the new traders or the people that are trying to just get your money out there because they'll guarantee you that price is going to do something. And sometimes they'll be right. Most of the time they'll be wrong. But especially when you're out there in social media and you're only putting out certain trades, you can pick and choose. You can find the ones that the odds are significantly in your favor, and you can go, I guarantee it. And then everybody, new traders come in, they're like, oh, you know what you're talking about, I'm going to follow you. And then you go and you lose a lot of money. There is no substitute for risk management, guys. Proper risk management, okay? I don't care what somebody says their track record is or whatever it is out there. There is no substitute for proper risk management. Because that market will do whatever it wants to do whenever it wants to do it because of the market participants, right? And depending on what time frame you're trading, it may come as a surprise to you what happens. We got rejected here. Was this a surprise? No, because this is what I told you to watch in a longer time frame. I had a lower time frame count that we could potentially watch as long as it remained valid. There's always those invalidation levels though. But I specifically told you to watch this R1 pivot on the daily. So it being rejected there was not surprising. It was surprising how quick it dropped though. Yes, that was surprising. But so far the pullback is just what we would normally expect for a wave 4, 38.2, right? And again, theory of alternation. You've got this drawn out long flat correction here for wave 2. So wave 4 should be expected to be more just ABC, more, quicker. Though we didn't really expect that quick. But, a quicker thing shouldn't take long like that. That they alternate like that. A lot. So, again, no excuse for not using proper risk management, okay, guys? I'm telling you, I've been doing this long enough time, it will save your rear end, okay, with trading. There are times we're going to get out there, and especially the longer you do it, guys, and the better you get at it, there are going to be times where you go, man, you think to yourself, man, this is just such a perfect setup. There's no way it's going to do something else. And guess what? It does something else. So remain humble all the time, guys. Always understand that you don't know more than the market. All right? And in life, always expect that you don't know more than everybody else out there or more than that thing you're in. Okay? It's, life is so much easier that way. And people, you draw to you the people that you want around you. And that's important because at the end of the day, what we're doing here, this is fun and this is great and it can be a great living for you guys. But the reason that I believe you should be doing this is so that you have a more fulfilling and greater life. You have more time and more money to spend. You have more time to spend with the people that you care about and you love. You have more money to be able to spend that time with them. You're not stuck in a 8 to 5 every day. You have time to take trips and make memories. These are the things you want as you get older. Trust me, I'm getting older. I know. Hank will tell you it's all about the money's just a unit of account, guys. It's really all about what you can do with that money. If you're making great money, it's great, but you want to be able to use that to make memories. Because the memories are what you're going to have. They're going to mean something as you get older. All right? That's just my personal opinion about it, guys. That's the way I approach the markets. It's the way I approach life. What I do here with trading and everything is that I use it to give me the life where I can spend more time and do more things and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. Claudio, what's up? Lavo Tui, good to see you. He says, got to get me a PS5. Man, I have been fortunate. I've had to work to get them, though, guys. They have been difficult to get, but I've been fortunate to get. I think I've got, I have to go look again. I think I've got 5 PS5s, 4 or 5, and I've got a few Xbox Series X's right now. Those Xbox Series X's are really, really hard to get. So, yeah, but, we'll be giving them away. What I hope to do is to give one away each week for October and November. That's what I hope to do. That's what the plan is at the moment. If I can get my hands on a few more, then, hopefully we'll be able to give them away weekly into December as well. But I'll keep trying to get them and see if we can add more. But like I said, we've got other things there to give away as well. Sphere, what's up, man? Good to see you. Esteban, always good to see you checking in, my friend. Crypto Girl, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we've really kind of just done a lot of different things. And, a lot of this stuff I'm grateful to Scott for. Scott, as I told you guys, Scott Milker was one of those ones that was with us from day one. Man, we've got a story. I don't know. Maybe we'll share it with you guys sometime. Maybe not. I don't know. But we've had some history, and it's been a great thing, ultimately. But a lot of what I've done, the videos here, these live streams that I do, putting my face on the live stream, this stuff, this is all because of Scott. The newsletter thing, again, this is something, Scott had been talking about me for a while, and I was trying to figure out how do I do this with everything else I'm doing. But when you really want to do something, you find a way, and I've found a way to do it, and so it'll be weekly, right? But giving you guys a lot of extra stuff in there for free. And hopefully, again, guys, at the end of the day, my goal is to hopefully help you guys see the markets different than what you're seeing them at the moment, especially if you're new. We all tend to see them the same way when we're new, and it's usually wrong. But it's one of those things we go through until we're open and humble enough to kind of accept that maybe we don't know what's going on, and then we start really kind of paying attention, seeing what's going on there. So, yeah. Let me see here. Kyle, what's up, man? Good to see you checking in, my friend. Let me see. ARM, what's up? He's here as well. Black Man's Guide to Bitcoin says scared the week. The drop there scared the week. Yeah, short-term traders, people get scared when they see those big drops. Again, guys, remember, it's kind of like, remember all your big influencers out there who kept telling you to buy the dip all in here, that was it, it was going up, right? And they told you to buy the dip all the way down here, and then what'd they do down here? They told you to sell it down here, right? And of course, we were different, right? We said, well, as this was put up, we gave this idea of this potential flat correction here. As we got up here, I kept talking to you guys about some sort of top was coming in. It probably wasn't the top, but it was an interior like a wave 3 in there. And I said because of all the laser eyes and all that silliness that was going on and all just the stupid words that were coming out. And so of course, I made you aware to watch this here, and we watched for moves down through support, and it did. It came down here. And then down here, I said, well, there is the possibility it could go lower. But I said, right now, we're making a pretty good bottom here. And remember when we were over here, I said, man, that looks because of the volume and profile, the volume and price action profile here. I said, that looks like a spring right there. And as long as we're above that, we're going up. And everybody's still shouting at you to sell and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell. And then we got this over here to move back up. And I said, man, it's even better. I said, we should go long. I said, if you have to wait, look for a breakout above this swing high here. But, man, if you have to wait even more, look for a breakout above this one over here. Either way, it's fine. Just where you're comfortable getting in. But, like I said, it was right there. While everybody else was screaming, your big accounts for the most part were screaming to sell, right? They were talking about that we were definitely going down to, 17 and 13 and whatever. And I gave you possibilities of how that could happen, but kept telling you as long as we're above this, probably got it up. So, it's just about paying attention, guys. Don't get sucked into especially when everything feels frothy, and it feels frothy when everybody's over exuberant, when everybody's excited, when there's no way it can possibly go down, or no way it can possibly go up, and people are fearful to such an extreme. That's really where you want to pay attention. And that's hard to do when you're a new trader because you're not used to it. You don't know exactly what that means. I can say it here, but until you've been through it enough times, you don't understand really what is frothiness. What is that kind of thing that's going on? Or what is that fear? What is it exactly that you're looking for? But, the more you do it, guys, the better you become at it. It's like everything else, it's practice, right? Nothing takes the place time in the chair watching the charts, okay? That doesn't mean sit in front of them 24/7 because you're going to get burned out. You're going to get stressed out. It's going to make you do stupid things that you normally wouldn't do, okay? So, yeah. Let me see here. Droid says, the tough part now is when to re-enter. That is still tough for me anyways. How to find intelligent entries in an event like this. So when you have something like this, I think what you're saying is what a lot of new traders are saying, which is, how do I buy as close as I can to the bottom there? And I would tell you, don't. Don't worry about that. Look, especially when you have strong moves like this, look for confirmations. And so if we zoom in here a bit, let me get rid of this other thing we have here. If we zoom in here a bit, we can see maybe, this looks like it could be maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, and then maybe a B as a triangle here, and then this is C. So, I mean, if it's me, minimally, we've got this on the 1 hour here. We've got this swing high. I want to see minimally, the earliest I would want to enter would be a breakout above this swing high here at 48, 137 and 48 cents. I really want to see a breakout above this area up here. This, what looks like it may be a triangle. A, B, C, D, E kind of thing. Or maybe just an ABC. But it looks like a triangle there. But I want to see it get above this, you know, this 51,200, 51,300, 51,000, I guess, kind of area, you know, for just a quick number there. I want to see it get above that. If we get above that, to me, again, zooming in here, this looks like it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me zoom in a little bit more here. Yeah, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Maybe not here. See, if we're zooming into the 15 minute, you see if you got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yeah, I would definitely want to get above this area, I think, if I want to get it. Right now, see, right now it looks like we're consolidating here, which just may make this a triangle right here. Kind of zoom in here a minute. Let me see. Is this just a 1, 2? Oh, you know what that may be? That may be a 1, 2 as a flat. And see, if this is significant right here, you know, denoted by the fact that how long it's sideways compared to previously. This could just be a 1, 2 is a flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us a 3 and a 4. A, B, C. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could just be a wave A, guys. This could be wave B right here. This could be wave B right here. Especially with all this consolidation going up on it. So we want to be careful with this to see. Now, in terms of where we are in count, I mean, whoops. Back over there. You know, the 38.2 is usually, you know, your first kind of place you look for a wave 4. Your secondary target is usually the 50%, which, as you can see, is right here at the S1. So we could basically get a bounce up here, roll over, and then come on down to the S1, and then break back out. But I think when you have these large moves like this, especially when it comes in an uptrend, I think it's, you know, it's safer to just kind of sit back and wait a minute and let it give you some confirmation first, guys. Because again, looking at that count, zooming in on that count there, it looks like it could just be an A down, and then you get a B up, and then you'll have a C back down. And, you know, if that's the case here, C will equal A at about, depending on how high this goes up, from where we're at right here, it's 37,638. You know, right here. If it continues going up there, maybe it's wave B of B on this short term here. So if we look at this 15 minute, maybe this is A, and then a B is a triangle, and then C will be up, and then it'll come back down. And so if we see, and it comes up here a bit higher toward this kind of resistance area here, see this area right here? That'll give us wave C will equal wave A right around that S1 pivot. So right now, my default thought is this may just be an A. We'll finish up with a B, and then we'll have a C down toward that S1. And if we do, then what you'll look for added confidence in the count, like if this pops up here a bit to finish C of B, and then it comes down, you want to see the breakout above that wave B. So this would be A, this would be B, and then would be C. Above that breakout for wave B is where you'd want to enter with a, to get in early enough, but with a, reducing your risk enough. Because anything prior to that says that it could continue subdividing further. But once you get up above that, if it's 1, 2, 3 waves down, once you get above that second wave, which is wave B, that locks that off. No more subdividing. So it's corrective, A, B, C. So you should be headed up. So that's what you want to watch. Right now, I think, unless you got in earlier there, I think you kind of wait unless it heads up further there, like I talked about, and gets above those upper levels. If you're getting back above, I would probably watch right now on the daily. I would, for right now today, I would watch the 15-minute pivot. If we're getting above that, that to me suggests, hey, we're probably headed up. Otherwise, I'm interested in seeing an impulsive breakout above the pivot here, the 1 hour, 4 hour pivot. So basically, again, this part right above it, because you could break out just a bit and then roll back. It really comes to this area. You want to get above this area right now. If we get above that, then that'll, put in a good possibility there. I don't think we'd have a triangle here because, again, theory of alternation states that since we had wave 2 sideways here for a while, we shouldn't have a triangle here. It should just be a simple ABC zigzag down. Like I said, the other possibility is we've got 5 waves up, in which case it'll break, it'll continue breaking down into this higher volume node area here. Probably closer to this 36,000 area, maybe 37,000. But I don't see anything going on here that says this needs to go down further or anything. Not right now. Nothing at all. It just looks like, again, just that pullback along the way. Let me see here. Hey there, some risk. Good to see you, as always. Samir, what's up, my friend? It is very good over here. I hope you're doing well. Anastasia, what's up? Says, excited about the newsletter. Thank you for all the amazing free content you provide. Well, you're always welcome. I'm so glad to have you still checking in. Let me see here. Boris says, the things we learned from you are more than a giveaway. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Guys, these are people, that have been with us and whatnot. And so they know, what I do. And I appreciate that. But, again, guys, I'm always out there to try to give out more, when we can. At the end of the day, I got people to pay. I got, expenses to pay. So I've got to charge something, right? And I'll be honest with you guys. When you get things just for free, you tend not to value it in the way that you would if you have to spend your money for it. Now, today's world, with everything just going bonkers and prices flying everywhere, it's a little bit harder on that. But in general, in life, if you've got to spend your hard-earned money on something, you generally tend to take it a little bit more seriously. And so, again, guys, I'm not here to tell you that trading is easy. It's simple. It's not easy. But you can do it. You can. I'm here to tell you that. Okay? So don't come in thinking it's easy. You've got to, first and foremost, you got to battle all these emotions and stuff that you deal with on a daily. That's the hardest thing that you do as a trader, guys. Your biggest enemy as a trader is you. It really is. But then, again, it's other than that, it's this stuff that I talk about here and the way we look at the charts. These things are just like anything else, any other skills that you learn in life. It takes time. It takes practice. You've got to put in the work. It's not going to do it for you. And that's where, where we tend to lose a lot of new traders. They don't want to put in that work. They thought, oh, it was easy to do whatever we're going to do here. Well, not so much, right? So, yeah. Anyway. Let me kind of catch up with you guys again. Kerouac, what's up, man? I had a great holiday weekend. I hope you guys did as well. It was too short. It always is, but I love coming back to you guys. Devin says more Wyckoff is never an issue. I'm glad to hear it. Chris Baker, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. George says, so anything below a meaningful confirmation is akin to gambling in this case? Yeah. It really is, because there was such a strong drop-off in such a short amount of time that it doesn't give you a significant count on here. And so you really want to look at those levels that stand out. Even if you really don't know Elliott Wave too well, you can look, when you look at this drop here, look at the areas that stand out. This area stands out. This area stands out. So if we're coming up here above this area, it doesn't guarantee that the bottom's in, but it makes it a lot more likely. Again, there's never any guarantees, but it'll make it a lot more likely. The last thing you want to do is, just trying to grab the bottom here because, you just want to grab the bottom. I had this demand, structure here for however many weeks we've had it there, guys. You've seen here every time in the video. So it's been there. It's been a place to look. And by the way, that's why I leave these things on there for you. Because if the count ends up not being the count that we're looking at, you've got actionable targets along the way where you can look for a rejection or a reversal. That's why I talk about the pivots on the larger time frame. That's why I talk about, or I leave these demand structures and supply structures in there for you guys. Because this literally was, look at this right here at the EQ of the supply structure. And then remember, it dropped through that first demand structure, but then found support right here at this one. So even if you shorted here, you could have had a target of that first demand structure, and it would have gone down a little bit through it. But man, that's a great trade in in a short amount of time, right? So make sure that if you guys use my charts, or if you're here doing this and copying them, whatever, make sure that you understand that that you've got these other things here. This is why I talk to these more general things, these pivots and supply and demand structures and whatnot, because the counts are never guaranteed. Yeah, so you want to make sure that you've got some kind of target there in case it doesn't. Yeah. I am, man. I'm just a guy that does a thing, Telluride. He says more like 50 things consistently day in and day out. Those of you that have been following me well, I say that. I'm because I don't do well with with the praise and whatnot. I'm just out here doing this thing, and I've got this plan, and I want to help people because it makes me feel good, not because I'm altruistic. And so it's like, I just kind of put my head down and I do it. And I really don't know how to deal with when you guys are really kind like that. Don't stop. I appreciate it. But and so it just always kind of comes back to, I'm just a guy that does a thing here, And it's a thing that every one of you can learn to do. I'm not, like this, that it's something that's so special that only certain people can do. Okay? So, again, with what we do with TWC, again, I'm just that guy that does this thing. I kind of guide the ship. But a lot of the greatness for what we are people in there, like Telluride and Droid and Chris Baker and Devin and all these guys that have been in and out with us, that's the reason to be in. Beyond that, I guess you could say. Anyway, I digress, guys. What's going on, Moogs? Yeah, maybe remind me a little bit later about Sol USD, and we'll take a look at it. Let's see here. Let me see here. Suka Laminkia says, blood on the streets, Chris. Look at those crypto Twitter enthusiasts. We're so quick blaming their shortcomings on unrelated things. Yeah, but as human beings, that's what we tend to do, guys. Not just in the charts, but in life. We tend to try to associate what's going on with something, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I tell you this day in and day out, the best thing you can do is learn to take responsibility and just move on. I think social media, makes people scared to take responsibility. People have always been scared to take responsibility, but I think social media really adds to it. And guys, as traders, you can't do that. Stop letting social media rule your life. As traders, you have to do what you're going to do because you are the only one trading your trade. It is your trade. It's your money. And so, you've got, I know sometimes people get upset out there like, oh, so-and-so said it was going to do this and it didn't and they lost me money. No, they didn't lose you money. You lost you money. Okay? You have to understand that when you are making a choice to blindly follow somebody else, that's a choice that you've made. You have responsibility for what happens, not them. Not them. Okay? And yes, that even goes for the ones who, are really bad out there and, don't know what they're doing, but they're good at marketing and they've got all these followers and whatnot. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to take responsibility for what you're doing because you made that decision to follow them and to do whatever they said they were doing blindly. I've said from day one, guys, I've been doing this, YouTube here for 3 years now or something, minus the hiatus they put me on. But, and then I was switch to Twitch, right? But, you cannot make it in trading unless you're willing to just accept that whatever's happening is because of things that you've done. And once you accept that, you can accept that, okay, well, where did I go wrong? And you can correct it and you can move on. As long as it's always somebody else's fault or something else's fault, you'll always be stuck. You'll never be able to move beyond that. And guys, it's not just in trading, it's in life as well. It really is. Okay? It makes me feel good because I have more refined selfishness, as DeMello would say. I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard that. But I'll tell you guys, I know there's still some of y'all out there that believe that people have to be altruistic, doctors have to be altruistic and whatnot, but don't fall for it. You don't have to. The fact that they're selfish enough to do that thing so that we can all have better lives, I think that's well and good enough. I don't think anybody has to be altruistic. Why does there have to be some selfless goal? I don't care if the person doing a thing is doing it because they're selfish or because they've got some underlying reason for wanting to do so, whether it's recognition or, it makes them feel good or whatever. I'm glad they're doing it. Think about it, guys. We moved from the cotton gin, or we moved from hand picking to the cotton gin, indoor plumbing, AC. I'm telling you, I live in Texas, man. I am ever grateful for AC. Refrigeration, cars, motorcycles, if you're like me, boats. All of these things, not just things that we need to make our life better and more tolerable, but then other things that make it more fun as well. I'm like, man, I don't care. Everybody's like, oh, they're not selfless, so that's not good. But BS. I'm living a better life because of whatever reason they're doing it. I hope to God you guys take that attitude too. Because I'm forever grateful for those that make my life better, more comfortable. I really am. I'm not a young buck anymore, man. Let me see here. All right. So, I try, crypto girl. I try. Let me jump over here real quick. DXY. We got the breakout here locally from the descending channel resistance here. Let me see. We had this weird dip right here yesterday. Let me see. Was that yesterday? 6th. Yeah. This one happened here yesterday. Boom. And then this pop-up and continuation up here. If I look at this. So here's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be working on 5 here. Here's the important thing. We are above this descending channel resistance. And as long as we stay above that descending channel resistance, we should be looking for higher. So we've got a pattern target based on the height of this channel here of about 93.125. That's almost the EQ here. It's just below. It's just above the EQ right here on this wave B supply structure here. So that's where I want to see us go. If we drop down back into the channel, then and kind of just stay there, not just like a quick dip back out, but just kind of stay there. That's going to have me thinking that this may just be an ABC and we're headed further down and the count's invalidated. We'll head below that. But as long as we're above here and we continue up, it looks good. 15-minute reset into oversold here. So it's got a room to move up higher. 1 hour, we're high, but we're not topped out. Stoke RSI. We're not even at 93 right now. So definitely have higher. The other thing that's really, that catches my eye here is we've got the 1 hour, 4 hour pivot right here. So we moved in between the pivot and the S1. We rallied to the pivot, rejected, came back down, and then broke on out. And to me, that's usually a bullish move. That usually means we're going to head up higher. So that's one thing I'm watching there. You know, the 4 hour here, we've still got room on the Stoke RSI. RSI hasn't even got into overbought here yet. There's that, it's that 4 hour supply structure up here for wave B. That's about where that pattern target gets you to, which just so happens to be almost, it actually gets you to the R2 pivot on the 4 hour. You see that? So that's some confluence in the target in that R2 pivot there, and the structure here, the supply structure of this this 4 hour supply structure up here in wave B. Daily, and look at the daily, man. The daily is just beautiful. Look at this. It's got a lot of possibility for upside. We're still in oversold. We haven't broken out yet, but we did bounce off the bottom. We crossed bullishly. We're trying to get to breakout. So I think there's some possibility in that heading out there. Let me see here. You know, if you want to watch this, if we can get an impulsive breakout above the daily pivot here at 92.7 or 92.75, right in that area, an impulsive breakout about there would be a bullish event. Again, moving in sideways between the pivot and the S1. We rallied off this demand right here. You see this little cluster? That's where we hit. That's where we rallied off of, this wick right here in this cluster. And so we had this, basically this hammer candle, a little bit of sideways, and then we're getting this nice, should be a confirmation, nice bullish confirmation there, this large bullish candle. So especially if the daily can close up here or higher. You notice right now where it's having trouble, or it's having some resistance initially, is this previous support right here. You see, which is also this support right here with this doji candle, and the resistance right here, So we pop above that, should take us above the pivot. And again, if we can get that impulsively, which we don't have volume to watch, but we do have candle spread. So we've got larger candle spread running through it. It's probably a good chance that, you know, that we're heading up higher from there. Until that point, you know, you still have to be careful that it could fall backward, you know, down below, back in there. But right now, looking pretty all right at the moment. So we'll see what happens. Let me see here. Let me see. And so if we jump over here real quick to, let's look at silver here real quick. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's go ahead and look at the stocks here, and then we'll jump over to silver and gold. So your NASDAQ, whoops, is done here. NASDAQ looks like, and remember, I track the NASDAQ composite right now, not the NASDAQ 100. So that's what this chart is, just in case you were paying attention to that. Are you kidding me? What did I do here? Copy. Let me try this one more time. There we go. All right. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so it's still following this idea that we've got a fifth wave still to go. This morning we had this, right at the open there, we had this pop up just above the all-time high over here. And then a pullback, and we're heading up here now. I'm looking at a wave 5 target around 15,515 at the moment. And that's because if we actually go 1, 2, let me see here. Yeah, if we do it like this, it gets you right up in that area. Right up at that R2 pivot area. Because I think we're probably looking at, let me see here, let me make sure. Yeah, because this one dipped just below. So look at maybe like a 1, 2 here. And then 1, 2, or this is a 1 and a flat. A, B, C. And then, you know, come back down here. So 1, 2 here. Either way, it gives you this target area up here of this 1 and 4 hour R2 pivot right around 15,515 or so, up in that area. So that's where I'm looking for us to go at this point now for wave 5 there with the NASDAQ. Let me see here. Ba-da-da-da-da. Let me see. Gosh, I can't even find that chart now. Okay, S&P E-minis now. So that's the NASDAQ. And of course, we look at that because tech seems to be the heavy driver still, right? And I've talked about it, it seems like forever now, that when we get a turn down in the market, it's probably going to be because tech, and which means it'll probably be led by NASDAQ, okay? Because NASDAQ is very tech heavy. It's loaded up on the tech side, okay? The S&P is also kind of tech heavy, but it's got a little bit more diversity in it. So it's not quite as tech heavy as NASDAQ here. And so right now, I don't know what's going on yet. We're kind of waiting to see. We got the dip down below wave 4. So if my count is correct, then this is our first kind of local clue that top may be in. Okay? So if it is, this is maybe a 1-2 here. Let's see. Get right there. And so judging on this here, you know, we've got a wave 3 down here at 44.99 and 25 cents at least. So this could be a 1-2, and then we're working on another 1-2 here. So a 1-2, 1-2, it'll get you a further wave 3, probably closer to this 44.80 down here area. But what I'm looking for is, does it break out above this wave B? This, you know, 3 waves up. I say wave B. If this is an A, B, and a C, then this will be wave B, and then we'll still have 5 still to go. And so it really is just, does it break out above here? As long as it doesn't break out above this swing high, this could be a 1-2, 1-2 working in here. Or even, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 lower down toward here. So the key is this swing high up here at around 45, 48 or so. That's the key. If we break out above that, this is wave 4, and we've got wave 5 still to go, similar to the NASDAQ. Now you say, okay, well, Chris, well, how can we have the NASDAQ go up and everything, you know, something else go down? Well, because often when you get to especially a macro reversal area, you're going to have divergence between the indexes. So like we could see NASDAQ head up and the S&P E-minis head down, and we could see Dow, you know, the Dow Jones head down as well. So then, you know, those are moving down and NASDAQ's moving up, and so you've got that divergence at the top. Because remember that just shows you that only one sector. If the NASDAQ was to go up and the S&P is done and the Dow Jones is done, then all that tells you is that tech is getting some more in it. Nobody else is. And if you don't have a broad enough base pushing up, there's only so far that sector can pull the market before it peters out and falls over. So we could see, you know, potentially tech kind of pushing up higher and the rest of them kind of starting to already pull back. So speaking of the Dow Jones, if we jump in there, let's see here. What's up, Data? I see you checking in. A little bit late, but you're checking in, man. Let me see here. And so in terms of these 3, the Dow Jones is a lot more broad-based. It's not as tech-heavy at all. So you've got the very tech-heavy NASDAQ, and then you've got the more broad-based Dow Jones over here. And so we were looking at a potential, maybe this was A and then a B triangle, then C up. But now I've got this as an A, potentially a B triangle here, and a C potentially still going to head down a little bit lower here to around the S3 pivot maybe. But if we break out above this red line up here, that's wave E of B at 35, 422 and 71 cents. Oh, excuse me, hiccups there. If we break out above that, then we should potentially be heading up here toward 35, 896. If it continues to break down below this wave 4 here, though, at 34, 690 and 25 cents, it means one of two things. Either it means we've got a truncated fifth, so maybe this becomes an A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a C kind of thing, or right over here, right? And I'm not a big fan of truncation, so I'm not a big fan of that. Or it means that this is counted a different way here to get 5 up, I think. So as long as we're getting below here, you know, at least through this wave 4 here, that kind of is your first clue that maybe the top may be in. Until that happens, I think we still watch this count for that potential higher up there to go there. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you know I posted something about the Dow Jones transports and how they usually lead when there's a divergence and whatnot. Let me see here. Let me see if I've got them here. Yeah, I posted this weekly here. Looking at the possibility that we've got 5 completed and heading down. And so this would, I mean, this makes a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And A, B, C heading up here potentially and then heading down. So if we're getting a breakdown below this swing low here at 14,081 and 41 cents here on the transports, I think that's the first clue then, first local clue that that top may be in. And what we're going to want to see is that'll be a 1, 2, and we'll want to see 5 down. So 3, 4, 5. We want to see it break down below wave 4 here. But if this is coming down, then the Dow should be following it. The Dow was developed, if you guys didn't know, the Dow Jones Transports, or the Dow Jones Transport Index, was before the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And so that DXY came out of that. So it's the Dow Jones Transports still hold a lot of weight as far as, you know, paying attention to where the Dow Jones Industrial Average may be headed. So yeah, I would watch for that drop down below that, because if it does, I'd be really cautious about longing on the Dow Jones Industrial Average there. Okay? So just something to watch there. Oil, where are we at with oil? Oil looks like it might have finally found that wave 4 top. So if I look at this, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it might get us a 5 around this area, right around that B, which is where you'd usually expect it to find that support. And then we should rally up probably toward this pivot area here. You notice all this sideways. You've got this sideways here and this, well, okay. Little sideways right here, bigger sideways on top of it, more sideways back below it. This is congestion right here. I would look for, you know, price to come down for wave 5, and then that gets you a 1, and then a 2 up here toward the pivot, but gets caught up in this congestion and sent back down. I'm looking for a wave 5 target of this descending support. This is basically a wedge here. This would have to be a wedge. So ABC is 1, 2, ABC is 3, 4, and then you get an ABC is 5. So we just need an ABC to get below wave 3 here, but we'll look for it to try and target this descending channel support. And so, you know, that would give us then wave A of B. Right now I'm looking at this as wave A at the top here. From the May 2020 low. And so this would be A down, B up, and then C back down into the 40s. Lower 40s probably for C. And then for C of B, that is, because it's A, you know, be A, and then it'll be B, and then it'll be C down here at B. And you'll have C up. And that C up is potentially going to hit, you know, $100 a barrel. And then we'll see what goes on from there. Right now I'm seeing it as an ABC. We'll see what happens. But it either that or a 1, 2 here. It could be as well. So yeah. Are you kidding me with this idiot? I just blocked him in Restream. Sorry about that, guys and gals. Stupid stuff. Oscar, what's up, buddy? Good to see you checking in. Oscar says, have you heard about Evergrande? Yeah, have you? China? Debt? 20 hit the 20% limit? Down limit there? Yeah. I've told you guys when to watch. I've been telling you guys for, I guess, probably about a year and a half now. Watch China. If China's going nowhere to the upside, if China starts reversing and heading down, you know, impulsively and strongly with something like Evergrande or whatever, then it means that the rest of the world's probably going to follow with it as well. So I'm watching Evergrande. Yeah, definitely. Data brought in some web chats. That guy's been everywhere, Suka. I've never seen him. I was just like, are you guys kidding me? Oh, that's the first time of that nonsense we've got in here. Who didn't close the door on the way in? Data. All right, guys. Oh, man, good times, right? So anyway, so here we go. And, you know, again, in the U.S., guys, you should be watching oil as far as a, you know, an indicator as far as markets go. If oil's hitting, you know, a top of some sort, usually that means the rest of, you know, the risk-on assets are going to kind of hit that top. Doesn't mean they have to happen right that day, but it means they kind of happen around that same time. So we'll definitely see what happens here. I haven't given up thought that we may still see, it's crazy to think about, but a low below that May 2020. Remember, I look at WTI here, guys, West Texas Intermediate. And we had that intraday low of negative 40 or negative $42, somewhere right around there back in May of 2020. First time it's ever gone negative. There's still a chance we could see one more wave down that takes it below that. It doesn't have to be a lot below it. It could be 1 penny below it, but there's still that possibility. We haven't made it up far enough yet to discount that. So I'm intently watching what's going on here right now. So yeah. So something fun to watch there. Let me see here. Data, you're a mess, man. Let me see here. Let's look at silver, guys, real quick here. Leave. What do we got here? All right, so silver. Silver gave us that that fifth wave down this morning. I was a little iffy about it because when I did the updates this morning, we were still above. We hadn't gotten down. Or maybe we did. Did I just miss it? No, we hadn't dropped down below yet. So I was looking at this maybe like a 1, 2 as a flat. And then we had a 3 and we hadn't dropped down lower. So we needed this fifth. So now we got 4 and we've got a 5 now, potentially. So I think I think we're on our way down. We're finding some temporary support here at this ascending wedge support. If we drop down through that, that'll be a first kind of like local clue there that that maybe that top's in there, this wave 2. And so we want to see the steps we want to see is a breakdown through this ascending wedge support, breakdown through this channel support. And what we're really looking for, let's see here. In this case, we need to get below this wave 4, of course. This becomes our real first clue, is this interior wave 4 here, right at 23.815. Because once we get through that, if the count is correct, then this is done. It can't, once you drop below here, this can't subdivide anymore. So that says 5 is done. So we'll look for that, and then we definitely need to move down through the wave B here at $22.835. If we get through that, that adds confidence to the count, and of course, we're looking at that third wave down at that point. So that's how I'm watching this. Now locally, we've got a good impulsive breakdown here through the pivot. We went up to the pivot, got rejected, and as you can see here, we got rejected with some good volume. You see this right here, strong volume. So a lot of significant selling going on there. Now we just see, do we get that follow through? Remember, the first step is always, okay, do we get significant selling or significant buying? But then we have to see, is there follow through? Because the market could just decide that's low enough or that's high enough and not let it continue any further. So your first step is always, okay, notice where the volume comes in and then see if you get follow through. In this case, we had all this volume right up here. And then the volume drops off, but look, price it makes a little attempt up there, but doesn't get above it. And then boom, drops down. Strong volume on the rejection here. We had volume expanding all the way down here. And we saw it continue to expand on the way up and on the sell here. So what this is telling you is what it's telling me is that we've got sellers who followed this down. They sold all the way down to here, kept selling here, continued to sell. So to me, that makes a good case for it to fall lower. So I think we're probably headed lower overall. So break down below the swing low. We should be continuing further down. That swing low is $24.21. So yeah, let me see here. If we get gold here, kind of pop this in there. And so, let me see here. Let me give you real quick here. You know what? The quickest thing to do, some risk, is just type in Evergrande real quick and look at the news. But their bonds are just like dying off. It's bad. It's bad. Just check it out, man. Yeah, you're smart, man. You'll pick it up real quick. But that's likely because of how large they are. That has a good chance of pulling down the China market. And if the China market's going down, then the rest of us should go down as well. So, yeah. It's just the size of it. The size of it, how much is in it. That's really the big deal with them. Gold looking the same way here. We've got this move down. And so, boom, boom. Looks like, potentially 5 or 1, 2, and we're working on a 3 here. Maybe 1, 2, 3, or however it's going to play out there. But nonetheless, we've got this move down along with silver. We'll get a rally, but for now, it's kind of hitting this wave 3 area over here. What we want to see, we've got this nice strong decline through the 1 hour pivot here and through the ascending wedge support. So that's your first kind of local clue that maybe the top's in. What we want to see is this breakdown below wave 4 here. Same thing as we were looking at with silver, right? So that's 17.74 and 60 cents. If we can do that, then that's our first local clue here, a local clue other than this, that top may be in. And then we want to see a breakdown continue here below wave B, which is right there at 17.18 and 50 cents. So if we can see that, that should say, okay, we've got 1, 2 done. We've got 3 going now. Much lower. Where do we have 3 going in on that? Let me zoom out here a bit, guys. If that's let me see here. So we're looking at this interior 1, 2 here. The idea being that this is 1, 2. I've got another time frame. I think it's not showing up there. But this is 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2 of 3 there heading down of that larger 3. But this gives us a wave 3 target down here of 14.46 and 80 cents. So if we get that breakdown below wave B, I'm looking down here around 14.46 and 80 cents at least. For wave 3 on that is where I'm looking for it. So, and that would give us a wave 5 down here around 13.54 on that. Okay. Let me see here. So yeah, gold and silver, doing what you expect, kind of moving the same way here, heading down. Let me see here. Oh, Oscar brings up an interesting point. He says Tether backs itself with about 75% commercial paper. We've discussed that here before. He says if they're holding Evergrande bonds, Evergrande is that close to defaulting. So if they default, then Tether defaults. Remember what I told you about the quality of paper. Remember, we just know that Tether was holding a whole bunch of commercial paper, but I distinguished between quality paper and non-quality paper and what it means. And so if Tether, I don't know, not saying they are, and Oscar's not saying they are, but he brings up a good point. If they are, in any significant point, it doesn't have to all be in that, but if half of their paper's in that or more or something, or somehow, connected to that through an intermediary or something, I mean, if Evergrande defaults, yeah, their paper's worthless then, which means their reserves aren't there, which means if they have to, how are they going to cash people out who want to get cashed out? So again, not Tether FUD, guys. I think it's an interesting point, though, by Oscar there. I think it's a great thing to think about because Evergrande is huge, and we know that. Again, I made that discussion about if it was quality paper, if it's great quality paper, why wouldn't Tether be, touting it, saying, yeah, it's paper, but look how great the paper is. And then all the analysts would be like, yeah, that's good paper. We really have very little to worry about. But instead, all they did was say, we have this in paper, commercial paper. Didn't tell us where. If they've got it in Phoenix versus Apple, Apple's much higher quality paper. Phoenix would be, a lot lower quality paper. But again, if they have some sort of, if it's directly into Evergrande, or if it's somebody who is into Evergrande, again, it's the idea of the domino effect. Evergrande goes down, anybody connected to it and anybody connected to them, as it works its way out, gets taken down. So it's just interesting, right? So, but yeah. So it's definitely interesting though. Again, they don't have to have direct involvement with Evergrande, but if they have, say, commercial paper from somebody who's heavily into Evergrande, then, again, that domino effect, Evergrande goes out, takes them out, which makes their paper worthless, which means Tether paper, the paper that Tether holds, is pretty much worthless or close enough to it. Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, just some thoughts about that, guys. All right. When it happens, if something happens with Tether, you have other, of course you have the people that are very anti-Tether, and they'll be like, see, told you. And you'll have those who have been trying to dismiss it as FUD because they're more interested in, they don't really care about the Tether story. They care about the Bitcoin story. And so they kind of just shrug it off as whatever, but Bitcoin's Bitcoin, and then you'll have them kind of saying what they're going to say with it. But, I don't think you can be just Bitcoin is Bitcoin without understanding something with Tether. And again, it's not to say that it is fraudulent or whatever. I've got my own thoughts about it. I've told you guys what they are. So far, everything that's happened with Tether, with the legal stuff, has been as I told you it was going to be. Slap on the wrist, report to the SEC for a bit, but, you get to stay in business, right? This is all the same stuff I talked about back in the day before Tether was ever formally taken into court and everything. Because again, when it's that big, courts and the SEC and everything don't want to because if they take down Tether, then they harm a lot of people in the process. A lot of people like y'all, me, and they don't want to do that. They want to figure out some kind of thing. How can we get the business legitimate and keep it legitimate so that all these people aren't hurt? That's kind of it's just the way it is. They're not in it to take them down just to take them down. That was the same thing I told you guys with XRP, right? With Ripple. Taking Ripple to court, whatever. And I said, okay, if they're going to court, it's probably just going to be, a slap on the wrist. More like it'll be a fine, slap on the wrist. Some changes need to be made, blah, blah, blah. But in effect, they'll be able to remain because there's so much money in them with all other people. And not just you and me, but especially with things like Ripple where you have the larger wealth out there. Funds and stuff like that. Because if the fund goes down, then you've got money in that fund or retirement in that fund or something. Guess what? You're down too. So again, it's all about, making it a point, but also not letting it destroy everybody when they do. So yeah. Just good. It's good stuff here. We get Evergrande. What was it before? Was it SoftBank before? No, not SoftBank. What was it? Oh man, I got so many going through my head at the moment. Who was highly leveraged? Who was over leveraged and got called like big time? Any of y'all remember? I can't remember what that was. Maybe you guys can remind me what it was there. But yeah, so again, looking at all that, interesting how that works, right? I'll have to think about it when I can actually pay attention to think about it. Somebody want to know about Sol USDT, right? Let's see here. Yeah, Melvin, but what was the What was the other one, though? I can't remember what it was. All right. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see here. It looks like we had our 3 down here, our 5 down here from last week. And then we hit my 3 up here, which is where I was looking. We have 5, which is good. Drop down. Wave 4 should come to wave 4. Here with Sol, finding, like I was talking about with Bitcoin, finding support on the pivot there. Look at that rally right back up. Almost took it back out again. Let me see here. How big a retracement was that? Just between 50 and 61.8. So a deep wave 4, but not says, oh, it can't be. Let me see here. Yeah, because we're finding support right around that 50, between the 50 and the 61.8 there. But yeah, that gives us then this 1, 2, 3, 4. If that's the bottom there, so if that's the bottom, that ain't gonna work. Let's go and do it this way. Then we're looking at minimum target of 215 and 68 cents. Secondary target of 255 and 79 cents, 79.5 cents. But at that point, we're so close to the R5 pivot, it's possible we could just have a overextension up through that pivot, up through the R5. But I think if you're getting up here, you're probably getting close to a top on that. If I look at this real quick. Yeah. Let me see here. Archegos, thank you. Lewis Winthorpe III. Ding, ding, ding. You won, man. I appreciate that. No, when WeWork, hey, Kumasabi, good to see you. Yeah, WeWork was that unicorn that went under, right? Yeah, that didn't do so well. But yeah, Archegos was the one. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so Sol not looking terrible at the moment. Hit my, even though it was a shorter wave 3 over here, shorter wave 5 for that wave 3 to wave 4. That wave 5 went just above my target area here. How hard did it get? It went up to, we topped out at 195. My target was 184.58. So within about $10 of that target. Not too bad. Deep wave 4. But again, not a huge deal. This is crypto, right? So we'll see if we can get a breakout above. I would look for a breakout above the swing high at this point here. See, let me see here. Yeah, I mean, it's quite possible you got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here maybe. So you can get an A, a B, and then a C down here. And you got a lot of overlap here. I would just wait. If I'm going to go long, I'd wait for a breakout above. Unless you get something else setting up over here eventually, but I'd wait for a breakout above the swing high there. There's a lot of iffiness in this at the moment. But you can have a leading diagonal here as an A. And then a B, small B here. Then C to finish it off. And then you've got this here, which may be 1 here maybe. But again, we're looking for that breakout above that swing high there. When there's a long wick like here, I'm never surprised if it comes back about halfway down that wick. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Again, I'm looking for that breakout above that swing high there. That's probably the safest entry on it. But I think, it's possible 4 could be done there. Like I said, a little deep 4, but still not real issue or anything. It doesn't dip into 1, which means it's still, quite possible. Yeah. Yeah, so not hating it. Not hating it. That's huge, though. It almost, you know, it dropped down here and almost rallied all the way back up above, right off it. Let's see here. Let me think. Let's see here. So that's all that. Anything else you guys interested in looking at while I'm here? Anything at all? Let me see here. XLM what? XLM Bitcoin, XLM USDT, QNT what? You guys are killing me, man. Look, Hank's got one, USDT. So I'm going to go with Hank's first. Do I even have an FTT chart? Let me see here. Ooh, that's old. Okay, let's get a new one. Copy. FTT. DT. 7. Oh, man, hit the front thing. There we go. Oh, it didn't show up. Whatever. Hit the stupid number locks key. So he's going to bug me if I don't do this. Y'all have your things. I have mine. All right, let's see here. I guess we probably look at this at FTX. I think it's probably got a longer chart, right? Let's see here. Looks like you probably got a 1, 2, or even a 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D, E is your triangle there. So A, yeah, let me see. Let me make sure. A, 53,478, 53,556. A, B. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Let me see. A, B, C. Let me zoom in a little bit. So a lot of consolidation going on here. But that gets up just above it. This could be a barrier triangle here. Ascending triangle. A, B, C, D, E. Probably what I look at is. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2. So triangle 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, E. More proper triangle here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially. Hey, you got a nice big bearish divergence here on the 4-hour. This. Let me see what you guys are saying here while I'm doing this. So the first big thing is you did get a drop, but you're remaining above this 4-hour pivot. And you're finding support here in this triangle. And so usually, you know, when you're doing that, it's like a 3-4 is a triangle, and then a 3-4 pulls back there. So if we back into this, pay attention to what I just said there, guys. If you have a wave 4 triangle and you get a rally and then a drop back to that triangle, and then you rally back above that, usually it's a 3-4-3-4 heading out into a fifth wave. So it'd be something like this here. Let's see here. If we don't look at this as a triangle, yeah, I think I would look for a breakout above the swing higher. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that's an ABC down. ABC. God, man. Can't tell how far up we are on this. 1, 2. That might be 5 up. With that 4 right there. Let me see. Nah, that's 3 right there. So we're going to have a little bit further up here toward the top. So yeah, we're just about 38.2 on the decline right there. So we might see FTX here come up a bit here right around this $80. Let me see here, 79.5 to 80.5. Probably right around that area. And that'll get us a 1-2 locally. Probably pull back right here, which means we probably see it go up here around 110.5 or so. That'll give us 5 up from that area. So 1, 2, pulling back toward this 4 area. Gives us a 3 at 103, 4 down at 91.95, and then 2 up here around 110. You know, if it does the normal pullbacks and extensions that we look for. So yeah, looking for potentially reach up to around 110, 111, that area. Let's see here. So that's what I'd be looking at locally there right now. Oh, guys, let me catch up, man. Oh, my gosh, too many things here, guys. Let me see here. ASIM risks at XLM USDT. Let's see here. Zoom out a bit. Nice big drop. But this looks to me like we've got, I mean, if I was looking at this first, I would think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. Is that the swing low? 32.69. What's this over here? 32.69. 32.69. I wonder if it's a flat correction right there. ABC, ABC, 5. Yeah, that's going to be a flat correction, I think, on that. And so this is... is that a flat correction? Because this looks like a flat right here. Gotta get in a little bit closer on that. You're not going to have a flat and a flat. 1, 2, 2, 5, 1, A, B, C, 2. Okay. 1, 2 maybe. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just looking. If that is a flat correction, that's a deep flat correction right into wave 1. I mean, it could be. So if we look at this, this could be a leading diagonal here. So what you get basically is AB, C is 1, 2, ABC as a 3, ABC, and then a flat there is 4, back into 1. And then it gets you a 5. Maybe something like this. And so we can look at 45.56, which is a pretty itch area as far as support and resistance goes there. And potentially up here around 53.50 to finish off that fifth wave. As long as that low holds there and we break out back above this wave B here, swing high at 43.20, I think we might have a leading diagonal setting off here. One, two, three, four, 5 is A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is C. So I mean, you got ABC there coming down. So yeah, I think that might be a leading diagonal there, but I'm looking for, you need to get that breakout above that wave B swing high right there. But then we should look at one of those two targets as it's breaking up into that area. Like I said, when you do the wave 5 this way, usually what you're looking for is this range between the 123.6 and the 161.8 as your wave 5 target. Most of the time in there, though, price will either hang around the low end or the high end of that. It's rarely hanging out in the middle of it. Though if it did, you might as well watch this 49.498 kind of area right here at the high volume node. You could watch that as well. Just because it is a high volume node. These other two are lower volume nodes. So I'd watch it increase in those three there. And then we just look for a pullback to mark that 2. And then, should head up. That 2 should pull back and remain above the pivot. Let me make sure this is the swing low here. Not the swing low, I mean 1985, 1988. Oh, wait a minute. This is, sorry guys. Sorry, let me try again. 1988, 1985. Yikes, okay. Well, in that case, this is the swing low here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe A, B, and then coming down for 5 for C, or, could just be A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably better. But nonetheless, it's going to start here. In case you didn't catch why, if you look up here where it says low, the L, and that swing low right there is 0.1985. This one is 0.1988. Wave 2 can't drop down below wave 1, so wave 1 starts here. So what we probably have then is you probably got like a 1, 2, 3, 4. ABC is a 5. So we've already got that leading diagonal done, guys. Which is even better, Even better, potentially done already. So that would be 1 there. Sorry about that, guys. I usually check that. I didn't check it for some reason. Yeah, the sharp drop down below that. And usually you can expect a sharp drop on an ending diagonal or leading diagonal. As far as the pullback goes, again, that's almost 61.8, so looks good as far as that goes. And so if the bottom is in here at the S1, it pops back up here, and we head up above this swing high, then that'll give us a wave 3, minimum wave 3. Oh, look at that right there around the high volume node at 0.65. So 65 cents, and then a wave 5 up here around 74 cents. And as you can see, that gives us 5 up around the previous high, which is what we usually look for. The other way we can look at it here is this supply structure in the wick. Look at where the that target is. It's almost right there at the EQ. So yeah, that's what it is. I believe. I can't guarantee you, but there's a lot there saying that may potentially be what it is there. So 1, potentially 2 done, but we need a breakout above wave 1 to confirm it. 3, 4, 5 up there. All right, sorry about that. Let me catch up with you guys here. What else do we have there? XDC USDT. By the way, hey, tiers 2 and 3, don't forget to vote on which 2 cryptos that you want for this week. There with the poll. Sorry I didn't get it this weekend. I was out of pocket. Couldn't get it to work well enough on the phone to do it. So I did it first thing this morning. And you've got until... You probably got another 2 hours and 15 minutes or so to vote in the poll. So make sure you do that if you haven't yet. Okay? Let's see here. XDC. Right. XDC. DT. All right, there we go. Does KuCoin have the longer chart here? I mean, everything else is looking to stay above the pivot. The major ones like Bitcoin and whatnot. You know, so if they do, the rest of these should be headed up higher as well, generally, if they're finding support around that pivot. This looks like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might dip down a little bit lower here to this swing low. What is this swing low? 0.1205. Might get a slightly lower, like A, B, and then C right there, ending diagonal. Gonna pop up. 4. Yeah, again, looks like a leading diagonal here. Let's make sure it's a higher. Yeah, so ABC is 1, 2, ABC is 3, 4, and then ABC is 5 up here. Maybe. Or this is ABC going up to MC. ABC. Yeah, let me draw this in. Let's see. So we've got a ABC up here for 1, 2. ABC is 3, 4. But not dropping in there. Let me see. ABC is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a leading diagonal here. That's A. There we go. Looks like we got a leading diagonal right here. So for A, and then we've got B, and then we've got C is 1, 2. And then maybe A, B, C is 3, 4 here. And then A, B, C is 5. You know what? Wonder if we don't have a flat here. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to look at. We might have a flat here. I think it might end here as 5. And then we'd have a flat correction. So ABC down for A, ABC up for B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, as long as this stays above, this will be, I'll be looking at this flat correction, as long as this stays above the swing low here, continues up higher, that could be a 1, 2 right there. Which means locally, tweezer bottoms, we got about 2 hours left on this. You might get a bullish engulfing candle here. You've got tweezer bottoms right there. So locally, a 3 up here around 1739. 5 up here around 1845. Which gets us around the swing high, right? So wave 1 up to around that swing high. On the larger picture, if this is 1, 2 here, there we go. 3 is minimum up here of 33.50. And 5 would be a minimum up here of 38.42 on that there. Yeah, so that's where I look with XDC USDT. Let me see here. Just trying to get these in order here. Let me see here. Okay, where's that next one? OXT USD. Okay. And I'll see how many of these I can get through, guys, before the end of the thing here. USD, Coinbase. Oh, I already had a chart, it looks like. Look at that. So let's see. So I had this potentially as a... so you guys got a bigger look here. 1 with a flat correction is a 2. Almost hit my wave 3 target up here. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like just a little bit lower. It's 5 here. Let's see. Or do we have in diagonal here as well? Let's see here. This looks like a leading diagonal right here. One, two. Let's take these down 1. This might actually be interior 3, 4 here. Give us a 3 up here. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. We've got 3 there for sure. It's kind of iffy. Got rejected prior to the swing high. So it might come down a little bit further. This might be like a B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get you down a little bit lower here. That wave 1 resistance would be right there. So you want to see it turn up before that. What is that? 0.3208. So you want to see it turn up before that. And if it does that, we get the reversal back out and then above here. Because again, this would be A, B, C. So we get a breakout back up above wave B here. That should set us on up higher. Really kind of depends on how far this goes. If we get the S3 pivot, potentially 05772 or 067 would be the wave 5 here. Of 3. Yeah, that's what I'd probably look at there. And then you'll have a 4 on the pullback, and then you'll have a 5 that goes up probably toward right here at about 80.5 cents at that high volume node, right around that area, taking you where the previous swing high kind of area is up here. You got that wave 1 and that wave 2 right there. A lot of this supply got taken out by, well, I say wave 2, but wave B, that kind of area. See, we hit it right here, got sent back, so you took some supply there, took some supply there, took here, 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 here. So it shouldn't be too hard. You know, just one more push up there, get caught in it, pull back, and then push up and through, I think. That's how I'd be looking at it. So you just want to make sure right now that doesn't go below wave 1 here. And we'll have to take another look at it if it does. At that point, I mean, maybe it becomes a leading diagonal overall 1, 2. Like I said, we're looking at 3 and 4. And then a 5 up there. But I still think that 5 gets up here around that, up here into that 80 area up here with that supply. So I think it's still going there. So, yeah, that's what I look. But yeah, that's you know, again, we're getting a lot of these that look like potential flat corrections here, which this one isn't. This is not quite. But this, again, would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5, finishing off C. Get that buy on up into this structure up here is where I'd be looking. And then expect it to maybe get pushed back once. So you get a 1, 2, and then boom, 3 out. That's what I'm thinking is probably going to happen there. So anyway, guys, I don't want to do it too quick because I want to take a, I had that issue there the first one where I wasn't even looking at the swing low, right? I want to make sure that I give you something that makes sense. But yeah, so there we go, guys, and I'm just about out of time here. Let's jump a look over here at Bitcoin again. Still just going sideways. So yeah, I think Bitcoin, we just continue watching what I was talking about earlier. This may just be wave B here, so we might get a wave C still down. And the wave C doesn't have to be huge. It could just be a slightly lower low. But I think right now, caution is where it should be. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like quite possible just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't, unless something else develops here as it's playing out. I mean, right now, looking at the chart, I'm not interested until we're getting above this cluster over here, which is between 50,534 and 50,949. So basically, a $400 or $500 cluster there. Until we're getting above that, right now, that's where I would look to enter. But again, as this plays out, whether it ends up proving that the bottom's in or that it goes a bit lower for a bottom. And by the way, if it does mark a lower low here, I would look at entering above this right here. Just above this cluster here, above 47.4, 47.5. getting up above this area. Because if it goes down lower here, then I'm looking at this right now as an A and then a B, and then we get a C. Again, it could just be A up, C, B as a triangle here, and then C a little bit higher up. In which case, then after the drop down, I'd be looking for the breakout above wave C of B up here. But yeah, the idea is to get above this cluster. This would be wave B. That's what I'd be looking for right now. If you're in Discord with me, as always, guys, if I see a better entry earlier, I'll update you guys beyond, the normal updates that we do. But for those of you that are just here for the free live stream here on Tuesdays and Fridays, I would definitely right now just not be interested until we're getting above that cluster up there. Like I said, unless we get down lower here, in this case, which case, I'd look for it above this cluster. Okay, guys? All right, guys, thank you so much for joining in as always. I appreciate you guys. Join us at howtotradetowin.com. We'd love to have you there. I've got the link. I'll put it under the videos as well for the newsletter that'll come out. We'll have our inaugural issue next Monday on the 13th of September. And, again, we're going to look at macro views of the markets, look at news and how it may or may not play into the markets, and what we're expecting and why, as well as throwing a few free setups in there every week. And it'll all be for free, guys. So I'd love to have you guys joining on there. I put the link at the beginning of the video, but like I said, I'll pop it under the description here as well. I hope you guys have an absolutely amazing day. Remember, the only thing that you control in the market is how much you lose. That's it, guys and gals. So please keep working on risk management. Discord, I'll see you guys over there in Discord in just a bit, okay? Y'all have a great week. Take care.